I have the privilege of working with the folk at the Immigrant Magazine, and we right now are part of the whole movement around, stop the hate, against, Black immigrants and Asians. And I say to folk, we cannot stop the hate against anybody unless we stop the hate against our First Nations, right? Mm-hmm. Okay, and we stop the hate against African Americans. You see what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. Because prior to 1619, the focus was on the extermination. See, all settler colonialism of the First Nations. You see, I don't say Native Americans, I say the First Nations, because they never considered themselves American. That's a term foisted upon them by colonizers, right? You see what I'm saying? So as we talk about, and we are part of the Stop the Hate camp, Stop the Hate against Black immigrants here in California, it's important for us to understand that if we want to stop the hate against Black immigrants, we must join forces with stopping the hate against African Americans. You see, because when the LAPD pulls me over, the LAPD doesn't say I'm pulling over a South African. The LAPD says I'm pulling over a Black male, and that's the code word to send 10 more cars out. You see,
yes, sir.
With extra bullets. You see, a helicopter over us. You see, around. So we have to understand, as Dr. King said, we are all inextricably connected in a destiny of mutuality. We're in this together. It doesn't matter how you got here. We are in the same boat. And we will determine whether this boat will be a boat of liberation or will it be a boat that will lead to destruction, the Titanic. Right. You see? Yeah. And we will determine that. But how we are willing to, one, bridge across difference, right? Engage in bold bonding, build the necessary bridges that we need to build, right? So that we can become the beloved community that the King has envisioned us to be.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. That's at the central, man, the beloved community. I want to ask a question. I'm listening and reflecting about immigration, the brothers and sisters coming from the continent here. But, lately, Pastor Sauls, I've been really looking at, I want to migrate to the continent because every day on the news, I'm like, you know what? I'm out.
Well,
will I encounter? What do you think about brothers and sisters who say, I want to, we were saying expatriate, but we're going to call it repatriate. What do you think about the brothers and sisters who want to repatriate to the continent? What's your thoughts?
My thoughts on that is this. The empire of settler colonization and military occupation is all over the world. You will never be able to run away from it unless you're going to find a cave, right? But, they can detect you now with drones and all that stuff.
Drones and what?
Hello. What I encourage folks to do, look, South Africa is in a crisis, right? Don't migrate to South Africa and use that as a form of escapism. We need you, if you come to South Africa, to join the struggle for our complete liberation there, because right now we are under occupation, in so many ways because of the social political condition in South Africa, how democracy has been mismanaged there, by the current government. In so many ways, they act like a regime, right? Who are in so many ways following the same principles, that apartheid follow. In terms of deception, division, and destruction, right? That's why South Africa is the most unequal country in the world. So don't come to South Africa if you ain't willing to get into the struggle. Just like I said to immigrants, right? You may have left a war-torn country. You may have come from a refugee camp, but you know what? Seek your citizenship in the United States, but let it be a prophetic citizenship. Would you join the struggle to see, how we can continue to let this become a more perfect union, if it can be that, given what's happening right now. You see what I'm saying? Right? So I say to folk, I have people who say to me, well, Pastor Sauls, you have a country that you can call home. We don't. My word to you is you have a continent that you can call home, a continent that's in crisis right now. Still has the best and biggest potential in the entire world, even with its, corrupt leaders in some of these countries. But there are some leaders, you see, that are working very hard to do, the right thing. What I say to African Americans, we've got 54 countries you can choose from. If you don't want to do your DNA to find out where you're from, just choose a country. Study its history. Understand its social-political challenges, its potential, its opportunities, and say, this is going to be my country. You travel there, right? And when you travel there, travel with a conscience. Don't travel like an ugly American.